Okay, so I have a topic that I want to talk about today. So welcome to Empress Expressions. So I have a topic that I want to talk about today. And this, I'll just say, I'll give a heads up. It could be a trigger, for some people. And if it is, that's cool. Like, it's fine. This is my take. This is my opinion based off my experience, based off of just observing, okay, off of researching, things like that. So my take, okay. What I'm about to say is about women and men, relationships, but specifically on how the woman has really fallen short. And I'm not saying all women, but the woman has really fallen short on remembering who the fuck she is. And men, don't come for me, because I'm not doing no hierarchy shit right now. I'm spitting some facts and some truth. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, it does not resonate. Okay? So, welcome to Empress Expressions. My name is Amber, and I welcome you, whether you're new or you're returning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this particular topic that I'm going to talk about right now is not something that I've really typically talked about on my channel. My channel is about expansion and self-love, self-development, very, I guess spiritual for those that, resonate with that word. Very much tapping into your higher self, quantum leaping, shifting timelines. And I personally believe that this particular topic, it is intertwined and entangled in everything that I have probably ever said here to some degree. Whether it's the concept, it's the situation, it's the beliefs around this particular thing, I feel like it's all connected. It's all together. I believe that what I'm about to say, if that can be received, if you need it, if it's for you, like I said, if it's not, do not come for me. If it's for you and you can receive it, these types of truths, this type of information is what will literally take you to the next version of yourself, the version that you are aspiring to be, right? Everything's here right now. You're already her. But in linear thought, this is how you can quantum leap when it comes to situations like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, because I really don't want this video to be that long. So, hearing the truth, accepting the truth is hard, and I believe that there are some women that do not want to hear the truth. I say this because I have been one of those women. I did not know at that time I was one of those women. I did not know it. I did not believe it. It just was not something that I agreed to consciously when I was navigating that vibrational space. But I say that because I know there are other women out here who have a hard time or have had a hard time seeing, accepting, and receiving the truth. Okay? And I'm not saying, because I know I've heard people say, well, you don't want the truth. It's just all about a woman's feelings. And I'm not saying, ladies, you've got to dismiss your feelings and your emotions. Not what I'm saying here. They are very valid. They are powerful in manifestation. They are powerful in you having and attracting and embodying all that you want to and you desire to. Okay? It's fuel to the fire, baby. Okay? But women have a hard time with the truth. They would rather be lied to. and will not admit that they want to be lied to. It's almost something, like I said, I've been that version of myself. It wasn't something consciously that I tapped into. I thought that I was in my power. It didn't feel good, but now I know what it feels like to be whole and in my power. But like I said, there are some women that don't even realize that they don't want to hear the truth. So I'll just say this. I do plan on starting a Patreon. And so in that Patreon, I will go more in depth about certain things. I'm not going to say and do everything on YouTube. So I'll just say this. When it comes to being in a relationship with a man, and say, hypothetically, we'll just say there's a situation and there's a man and a woman that are together, whether they are married, dating, situationship, whatever types of relating is out here, but there's two people together, a man and a woman, and there is some type of a sexual connection. Let's say the woman is not satisfied, fulfilled, happy in the connection. She wants the man to do something different. She wants him to do something more. She wants him to show up in a way that he's not already showing up. She is not wanting to see the truth. Okay? And most men are not going to tell you the truth, because at that point, if you've already become sexually intimate with them, sexual with them, in some ways or another, that is a huge benefit for them. They've gained access. You are now open, right? Once a woman has sex with a man, it changes everything about her. Everything. She now is way more vulnerable to that man. Energetically, physically, spiritually, mentally, she is way more vulnerable and open to him now. So, if a woman finds herself in a situation and she's not 100% happy with this man, she wants this man to do things that he's not doing. He maybe has even said he's not going to do them. Or maybe he says he's going to do them and then he don't do them. But if a woman finds herself in a situation, marriage, relationship, whatever you want to call it, with the man, and she's not happy, satisfied, and fulfilled with who and how that man is showing up, there's truth that she doesn't want to see. So then what happens is either she's going to spend lots of time, right? Because in this human experience, we are very connected to time, right? So to keep it linear, she's going to spend lots of time either trying to change him or change herself, or both. And while trying to change him, she is going to automatically be changed. It's never your job to change anybody, let alone a man. So what happens is, when and if, now there's several playouts here, so I'm just going to mention, I'm going to start with one. I may mention another. What's going to happen is when she finally, especially if we'll say this is the aware woman, the woman that is actively doing some self-work, some self-work on herself. She's interested in developing herself, right? Still got some shit there, right? Because she's clearly in this situation, dealing with somebody continuously, however that looks. She's dealing with somebody that she wants them to be different than what they are. So you got the aware woman. Say she allows herself to see the truth. I believe one of two things can happen. She's either gonna crash the fuck out or she's gonna fucking transform. She is going to either crash out or she's gonna transform. And the thing about it is they almost can look the same. Because what happens is either you're going to transform instantly. You're going to be like, you know what? Not instantly, but you're going to see and you're going to be like, oh, okay, we got to figure this out because this ain't working. Okay, rewind. And she's doing the work. She's that right there, done with that. Da-da-da-da-da. Let me cry. Let me do all that. Already in it. Transformation. Then you have the woman that's going to transform from crashing out. She's going to be in that crash out energy. Like, fuck, like just, you know, I just can't be without him. What am I going to do? You know, I can't go forward anymore. Crashing the fuck out. Stalking him. Reaching out to him. But the truth is, this man is not that into you, or at least not into you in the way that you want him to be into you. Now, whose responsibility is it to step away? No one said it was your responsibility to go and try to change somebody or to change yourself to be with somebody. Hold on. So, like I was saying, it's not your responsibility to change nobody or to change yourself to be with somebody, unless that's what you opt in and want to do. You may do it consciously, you may do it unconsciously. But what I'm saying here, I lost my train of thought because these dogs was barking and harassing people. What I'm saying here is, so you got the woman that's aware, she gonna automatically be like, you know what, done. You know, and none of them is better than the other. Like I said, there is no hierarchy here. It's just facts and truth, and one of many ways this shit can work out. I speak because I have been in different experiences. Two, somebody else needs to hear this. Somebody else needs to know that they're not alone, or understand this is what's going on with me, or it's time for me to stop trying to change motherfuckers out here. Okay? They not who you want them to be. They not the type of person you want to be with. Stop fucking with them. Period. So you got the woman that's going to crash out, and from crashing out, she's going to be faced with life or death. She's going to be faced with a decision. Okay? And from there, it's like, do you live or do you die? And I'm not just talking about, you know, unaliving yourself. I'm talking about living your life, playing with creation, being a part of, being a conscious, awakened vessel within creation, of creation, right? So, with that, she's going to be faced with that. She's going to be faced with that. And from there, she chooses to live. That's where the transformation happens. That's where she taps into transmuting that energy. That's when she realizes sacred rage. I mean, we can definitely get into it, but I just wanted to touch on this because it was just on my heart. And then you do have the woman that's going to crash out, and she is going to fucking spiral, okay, the fuck out uncontrollably, and it's just not gonna be that pretty. And like I said, no way is the wrong way. Everybody's here to do what they do. But if you are a woman, and I speak because I've been divorced 2 years now. Oh, actually over 2 years. What? Shit, almost 3 years. I've been divorced almost three years now. And, you know, we'll get in, when we get to Patreon, we can get into that a little bit more. But I have had, and when I was married for 10 years. And before that, I was married for like a year and a half. I was super young when I got married the first time, and I was pregnant, and just the whole situation with that. But after this second divorce in my early 30s, and I've just been a single woman and have observed men, had myself in different situations, have wondered, am I crashing out or am I transforming, right? Real fucking talk. And coming out the other side of that, a completely different woman. And in that, having to accept what I've been through, honoring the parts of me that didn't value me, that didn't see me, that just wanted to be seen all the time. Like, see me, da 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 da. And usually it was from men, you know? So with saying that, I'm just like, now I am who I am, and I have anchored into a whole different vibration. I share this because somebody needs to hear it. And like I said, do not come for me in the comments, okay? If you disagree, go disagree somewhere else. Because I will delete and block. I'm not debating with nobody. None of that, okay? This is my channel. So that's that. But I just feel like someone needed to hear this, like, it's time to accept the truth as women. It's time to let things and situations and people and relationships go, specifically when it comes to men, because for some reason, men are like the center of women's lives for some reason. And I'm not talking to all women, okay? I'm not talking to all women. But I just say this because anything that you're looking for, wanting to be seen, wanting to be protected, wanting to be honored, wanting to be covered, wanting to be respected and taken care of, and whatever it is that you want, how can you provide that to yourself? How can you live in that vibrational space within yourself first? Okay? How can you do that? How can you, when will you realize that your body, your womb, is not a rehabilitation for nobody? It's not a rehabilitation center for a man that you trying to change into something else. Your heart is not a rehabilitation center for somebody that you want to be who they are already showing you that they're not. Stop putting your heart out there for potential. Stop putting your heart out there for hopes and dreams. Anchor into you, who you are and what you need. And then your world will project that. You will project that. Your soul will project that, what you are. And if anything comes up that bumps against that, you're going to feel that. And if you anchored into who you are, you're going to reject that. And sometimes we have to go through things, and we have to go through pain, and we have to go through heartbreak. And this will have to be a whole nother video, but I have decided that can't nobody break your heart. Can't nobody break your heart. I believe that heartbreak is self-inflicted in a lot of ways. If that resonates with you, it resonates with you. I'm not here to convince you of nothing. I'm not here to convert nobody. I'm here to speak to people that just understand and understand what I'm saying. So I believe that any time that my heart has been broken, didn't nobody do it to me but me. Because on some level of my awareness and all that I am, I agreed to it, to be where I am today. So no one breaks my heart. It's self-inflicted. Now, when am I going to start breaking my own heart? Right? That's another thing I think sometimes it's really difficult for, I'll say people, but I'm specifically speaking to the females, to the women. That's another thing. Sometimes it's hard for women to take accountability and responsibility in their lives, because then that means that when you fuck up, it's you look at. You don't get to point the finger at nobody else. And if you do try to point the finger at somebody else, that shit don't ever feel right, because you already know what's up. And then don't be an accountable, responsible kind of woman with awareness and spiritual maturity and a strong intuition and some discernment about yourself, and understand that it's the energy before the physicality. Have that about you, it's gonna be hella hard to try to point your finger at somebody else and blame them for something. It wouldn't even make any sense. You'll understand how others convince themselves that, you know, but it won't make no sense to you. And even when you try it, it won't sit right. You'll have to go back and you'll have to correct. You'll have to, you know, try again. Do it again. Look at yourself the next time. So this video was much longer than I actually wanted it to be, but that's what I have. Like, I just wanted to talk about that. Like, you know, I'm a woman, you know, I'm an extension of the divine, and I don't play about me. And having journeyed thus far and had different experiences, I've seen where I played about me. I've played about me. And I appreciate those versions of me because they got me to where I am now, and I honor them. But that's a very painful, unfortunate, vibrational place to be in. So if you're there, I just want you to know you at any moment in time can shift and change. Leap the fuck out of that shit. Let it go. Let it go. Let it be. Burn that shit down. Okay? And step into your power and be the divine woman that you are here to be. Embody that, honor that, cherish that, protect that. Be your own protector. Be your own provider. It's you and the divine every day, all day. I don't care if you got a man or you don't. So I'm gonna stop there. Who knows? I may do a little more recording later if the bug hits me. So yeah, thank you for being here. If you stayed to the end of this video, I know this is way different type of content than I have, I think, ever put on this channel. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like I forewarned the channel not too long ago with the video, and I said, you just don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth now, because I'm just different, and I love who I am. I honor who I am. I cherish who I am, and I want to connect with other women that are either trying to get there, other people that are trying to get there, that are there and can relate. Like, this is a sacred temple, and that is that's important to me. This is my contribution to the collective, is sharing parts of myself, sharing my lessons, you know, being some type of a guide, just being with you on the journey, not ahead of you, not above you, not below you, but just beside you and within you. So thank you so much for being here. I send you peace. I send you light. I send you love. And I send you so much alignment on your journey.